Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian FX crosses, and starting with the Aussie US dollar here. I need to talk about this a little bit because it's possible that there's a low in place, okay? Because up here, from wave 3 here, we could look at all of this here as wave 4 over here, where this wave 2 is here, and wave B here. So basically an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, which I originally had it here. But I just thought that I wouldn't change trend until I was sure of what was actually sort of happening. So if wave 4 is here as such, then in that case we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, and we have that would make the low, this orange wave 5, the actual low here. And that's probable as well, because we are seeing things like CBA and AMP and other markets find lows as well and moving up from there. So that's possible. So if that's wave 5 here, wave 5 of 5 here, then we can look at this as being wave 1 here as such. Just you want to duplicate that. So we could look at that as wave 1, and then wave 2 to come back here. So we could say that, well, if this is wave 5 low in here, then this line here around the 69.70 area here, the 61.8 retracement level from the move up through here, as long as the market stays above that line, roughly, it doesn't find it as resistance, then we can have a bullish count. So that's one point that we need to look at. So that 69.70 area there, 61.8, can maintain the bullish pattern to the upside. Secondly, we know that a lot of stock indices and so on have also got this particular rally happening as well as a wave C, to make a wave 4 too, by the way, and so it could actually collapse from here as well. So we're not quite there just yet in terms of confirming things. On the 15-minute chart here, it just gets a little bit more complicated too here in terms of the whole move to the upside here. Now, a couple of things here. First of all, the move down from the high here, if we forget all the labeling for a moment, we can, well, there is actually 5 waves in the first wave here, then we have this corrective wave here, and then we have another 5 waves here. So that can be, there may be one tad more low here. I haven't pulled out wave 4 here, but that is very close to being an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave ending here, and then pushing up from here. Now, does it push up here as this structure here, all completed here as 1, and wave 2 here, wave 3, 4, and 5? So we would have possibly wave 1 here, and back for wave 2 here. And this is the 50-60% retracement level, so it's quite close to that, especially when we consider 70 being, nice whole round sort of number as a support. So it's possible that this could be wave 1 here and wave 2 here. And we move up much stronger in this way. It's also possible that it is wave 4 here. The 38.2 retracement level is basically where it is now as well. So we could, pop that wave 4 there and look for a wave 5 to the upside here into 71 area here. And that could be the end of it at that point there too. So there's a whole lot of variation sort of going on here that needs a little bit of nailing down and so on. But I was thinking, well, from a trading point of view, we can say, well, the analysis is all a bit iffy, so let's not sort of go there on the sort of bigger picture just yet. But what we could do in terms of getting things right is we could say to ourselves, well, let's just go to a 5-minute chart here. Actually, let's just pull this apart a little bit further here, just to double check. So from the from this top up here, we do have a 1 and 2 here, then 5 waves in here for wave 3, and then 4, and then 5 here for wave 1 or A, and then B here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1. Maybe there's still more to come here. Well, this is what I wanted to talk about anyway. So let's just say in this leg here, for trading purposes, that the market moves up. So first of all, we know that the 61.8 retracement level here is important. So if the market found support on this level, oops, don't need that. If the market found support, nice tested support on this level here, for whatever reasons, then we know that we're above the 61.8% on this leg here, and that means that we would be taking these highs out over here, and we'll be heading up to 71. So from this little area here, you can get up to 71 from that point. The other situation here is that if you can see 5 waves up here and 3 back again, then you could use this as a reference point and have a go from that point there. But it's still, you would still be facing risk inside the 61.8%. It could fail from that point there and only have 3 waves up from there. So that's a bit of a risk to take. The other point too is that from 70, we could use group 1. So group 1 would be the 3 here, yeah? That 3 in there. If that became the tested support, then you could trade long from that point. So that would be a better option than being above the 61.8%, just as valid and just as strong. So we could now move that, but you're aware of that, and that's good. We can just move all of this here. So with this, because this if this is what I think it is here, then it's possible that it can just come to these sorts of spaces here and fail here and move down. But if it's going to move higher, then it's going to hit on here, have a reaction from here, the classic trading levels pattern that will emerge from here, and then finding support here. You'll have this reference point for trigger a long trade, then you'll have this one, and then you'll probably have a smaller one here as well. So that would be a nice way to catch any uptrend from this current situation here, and at least that will get you to 71 and possibly further, and we can look at the wave count around the London opening and put out a chart at that point there for that. Now the next one is the Aussie Yen, and we're talking about a low being in place here for this market because we were below wave 3 here. We can squeeze in 5 waves here, all those sorts of things. So it's possible to have the same situation that I've just mentioned then as well with the Australian dollar. So we've got a situation where we can have a low in. The market would need to stay above the 61.8% mark here. If the market moved down through that and overlapped this wave 1 here, then we know that would be in a corrective mode. It'll be going further down, but there is good possibility that we can move up from here. So there's a couple of things that you can work with. First of all, the market's moved into 85, which is the 61.8 retracement level from wave 4 down to wave 5. It's always a nice way to peg and find the top of wave 1 if you're looking for a target point. Secondly, from here, it can pull back into a 61.8% mark here and then move up from that point there. The other thing is that we've got a bit of an arrival here, reaction, a little bit of a high here. So any support found on 85 here as such, after this finishes doing its thing here, can also create a long trade to the upside. So you're not going to miss anything. So you'll just go long above that high there in a bit of a nutshell. You know what I mean? So I suggest that we just watch and observe this situation here on the 15-minute chart here. It's a little bit like the Australian market here. In terms of, do we have 5 waves up? Are they complete? Or are we just at wave 4 here? And then we're looking for wave 5 to move to this point here. So it's all just a little bit tricky. But as it counts, I guess, it counts to 5 waves to wave 1 here. But if it doesn't pull all the way back here and then find support on top of 85 here, then you know that it's likely to be wave 5 to here, then the A, B, and C correction from that point there, and then up from there. Okay, so if it just moves down here and moves back here and fails here and then moves down here, then you've got the ABC correction. So look, this is the first leg down, so there's nothing to do. It's always best to watch the first leg down, unless it's a big move down, in terms of a bigger degree of structure. But with a degree of structure like this here, you're better off just waiting to see what you've actually got here. So pull this apart on a 2-minute chart or something and see if you've got 5 waves here. If you've got 5 waves here, then you'll get a counter trend and then another 5 down through here. Moving on to the Euro Aussie, I believe that whichever way you look at this now, we'll see an up move here. So we can look to go long, and looking for the closest largest number, the 1.6 here, would be a nice way in here. So you can expect the market to move up to this number, react at this number, and squiggle around and dance around and have its correction, then eventually find it as support. When it does eventually find it as support, then you can move in long from that point there. And of course, this correction across here could be counted as a triangle pattern as well. I'm aware of that, as an A wave, a B, a C, a D, and an E wave here. Not that it makes any difference. We're still at wave 4 here, but it does look promising from this point now. But just to be sure, let's get certain and get support on that level there. So in terms of the 15-minute chart here, currently we've got, we don't have a full sequence of 5 waves up here just yet. I'd say that this is the top of a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th to that point there. So if you get 5 waves here, if the market moves up around these areas here, then you'll know you'll have 5 waves here. So we've got wave 1 here, wave 2, all of this is wave 3, 4, and 5 here. Then the ABC, then look for support. So you will have your first reference point here, your second reference point here, and you'll probably have a lower one here as well, because it will come up and do this and do that, So that's a nice way in there. If you want to go long now, you'd have to leave the stop under here, because a breach of that would dictate a move further lows here. I kind of like using technical analysis to get the timing right, but mathematically I also like to use to manage risk and because you want to be adding to winning trades, so working out where you can add mathematically on each price point here to accommodate risk and so forth, then it's good. The more you can look at your trading from an accounting point of view, from numbers, the better off you are. The next market is the pound Aussie, and I'm a little bit stuck on this one, to be honest. It's possible. There's possibilities here all over the place. It was possible that we looked at this as an A wave here, a B wave to here, and a C wave coming down into this sort of area through here, and that may not be complete yet either. That may be wave 1 here, wave 2 here, 3, 4, and 5 down here. That's possible, okay? Secondly, the other thing that's possible, because this whole trend's not not that clear. We can see 3 big moves here as such. That's why I've labelled it as a wave B here. But I suppose it's possible we can have wave 1 and 2 in here. So this would be wave 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we could be just looking at a retracement level back here from this point here and looking at this coming in 50, 60 here, or basically bang pretty well where it is now. So that's kind of a nice fit there too. And what I mean by that is that this could be wave 1 up here, and remove this over here, and this could be wave 2 here, and then we could be moving up from here. So I think that to sort a lot of the noise out here, or my misunderstanding, is to have support on 2 here and then going long from that point there. So we'll put a buy signal in here, but we'll put it just that you'll need to work with this. So we'll be looking for 5 waves up here somewhere, and then an A and a B and a C, and then looking for support here, and then looking to build the trade in long on that side there. So be very careful and make sure you got support, because if it's going to fail, it's going to fail in this supply zone, coming into this supply level here. Okay, so you need to see that the demand blows the supply out and can settle and get steady on this one here for a move up from that point there. So yeah, long from here, but you need the setup here, that's all. I mean, you're trading in line with the trend generally, so that's part and parcel, one of the elements in getting the direction right, trade right rather. All right, well, that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Cheers.